Most people assume their lives are unique, that their struggles are personal, that their choices exist in isolation. But ancient writers did not see human life that way. They believed people moved through patterns, repeating the same responses when placed or personality tests tried to categorize them. Long before modern culture tried to explain behavior through trend and trauma, it simply observed what happens when someone is gifted but impatient. What happens when someone is faithful but afraid? What happens when someone is capable but unwilling to act? What happens when someone knows better but chooses comfort anyway? These are not religious questions. They are human ones, and every life, at different moments, fits more than one pattern. You are not one character forever. You move between them as pressure changes and seasons shift. Some patterns appear during waiting. Others emerge during success. Some surface when fear enters the room. Others when responsibility arrives uninvited. The Bible does not judge these patterns immediately. It allows them to play out. That is what makes the text uncomfortable and honest. In the next moments, we will not begin with names. We will begin with conditions, situations that feel familiar, thoughts you may recognize. Which pattern feels familiar right now? Before David is ever named, there is a pattern. false recognition arrives. In leaders who stop listening because they've proven themselves. In individuals who believe past obedience has purchased future freedom. The David pattern is not about immorality. It is about unmanaged power. It is what happens when responsibility grows faster than restraint. And the most dangerous part is that it does not feel like rebellion. It feels like reward. David did not fall because he was unfaithful. He fell because he was unguarded. And afterward, everything became more complicated. Covering replaced clarity. Control replaced humility. Silence replaced confession. The pattern always escalates. What begins as indulgence becomes protection of image. What begins as secrecy becomes manipulation. Not because some patterns are not formed by success. They are formed by waiting, by effort that goes unnoticed, by integrity that goes avoidance feels personal. Its impact is communal. Eventually, Jonah is forced into confrontation, not as punishment, but as exposure. Avoidance always ends when reality insists on engagement. And when Jonah finally acts, the outcome he feared occurs. Change happens. This reveals the final tension of the pattern. Jonah was not running from failure. He was running from success, from the discomfort of being right in a way he didn't approve of. This pattern asks a difficult question. Are you delaying action because you doubt yourself, or because you dislike what obedience might produce? Avoidance often feels safe, but safety built on delay eventually collapses. Jonah's story is preserved to reveal how resistance masquerades as reason. And the question it leaves behind is quiet but persistent. What are you avoiding? Not because you don't know what to do, but because you know exactly what will happen if you do. Some patterns do not. Eventually, Solomon's divided attention produces divided allegiance. Focus fragments, clarity dulls, direction blurs. Not because wisdom failed, but because it was not obeyed. The Solomon pattern asks a confronting question. Do you respect what you know, or do you simply admire it? Because knowledge that is not practiced becomes decoration, and insight without discipline becomes liability. Solomon's story is preserved to remind us that intelligence does not cancel appetite, and that understanding truth does not prevent deviation from it. The pattern leaves behind one quiet warning. Awareness does not restrain desire. Only commitment does. ignorance. You may still hesitate, you may still struggle, you may still choose comfort, but you will choose consciously. And that is where agency returns. This is why these stories endure. Not because they are ancient, but because they are accurate. They remind us that growth is not about becoming someone new. It is about exiting patterns that no longer serve who you are becoming. The most important question was never which character you resemble. It is whether you recognize when it's time to move. Because the Bible does not end with static characters, it ends with transformation. Slow, resisted, costly transformation. The pattern is real, but it is not permanent, and the quiet invitation remains. Notice where you are. Notice what pressure is revealing, and decide not who you've been, but who you will no longer remain. Every generation repeats patterns, but not every individual stays inside them.